welcome to this episode of The Good News. I'm TJ.
And I'm Doc.
And we want to thank you for joining us once again for more good news. We want to also invite you to follow us on Twitter at The Good News YT and on Google Plus at The Good News YT. One of Doc and I's favorite books is Who Moved My Cheese? And I thought about that book as I looked at the story today on the United States Postal Service, who is once again raising rates for first-class mail. They're increasing from 46 cents to 49 cents.
Who still uses mail for postal delivery?
I'm going to say, when the first time I ever heard the term email or electronic mail, if I was the United States Postal Service, I would have been thinking of something then, not now. And so here they are scrambling again for just trying to stay afloat. You know, one of the things that the story made me think about is areas in my life where I feel like my cheese will always be there, because that's definitely what this seems like a case of. Like they never thought it would go away or there would be any competition in the service that they provide. And I just want to make sure that in my daily life, in my career, as a mom, as a wife, as a church member, community member, that I am staying, how do I want to say it?
In time?
Yes. Yes, that I'm keeping myself relevant in all arenas.
You know, and using that Who Moved My Cheese as a platform about how things change, no matter how good it was, the church needs to take note of the cheese being moved.
Yes.
You know, today's church is not like Big Mamas and Medias and some of our matriarchs and patriarchs. Today's church is online.
Yeah.
You can actually watch worship at home in the comfort of your own home and send your tithe and offerings in through PayPal or some private type of electronic payment processing that churches have online now. Churches are into praise and worship, not as much traditional devotion as it used to be. Sermons are different now. Sermons are more life applicated. Not only churches, but other organizations and other, even family life has changed. You know, the things we did to raise children years ago, we don't do it anymore.
So I think the question is, how do you remain relevant? How do you structure in self-reflection constantly in like all the arenas of your life to make sure that you're not taking anything for granted? I think, especially in a career mode, every year, first of the year, January 1st, I update my resume. And what I used to teach individuals when I was doing career counseling is that is a really great time for self-reflection. You're already looking at the newness of the year and new things that you can do. But if you take that time to look at your resume, to update it, and there's nothing to update, then maybe you haven't spent the past year very wisely. I think the good news in that is that it reminds us to always be forward thinking, never to kind of rest on our laurels, that to appreciate those who appreciate us, and to take the time to always be working towards getting better and doing something new and better.
You know, I do believe that all mobile phone companies have grasped that concept very well.
Yes.
As we can clearly see, iOS 7 is out and available for iPhone users, and almost every 9 to 12 months there's some new update or some new phone that's rolling out. And you know, going back to those of us who were basic, who thought the phone purpose was basically to call people, and now your phone is your lifeline.
It really is.
I found a story that was quite interesting to me, and it's a story that is good news, and it's about redemption.
All right.
Years and years ago, we were entertained by someone by the name of Arsenio Hall.
Man, it's been a long time since I heard that name.
I was fascinated to see that Arsenio Hall has made a comeback on late night TV.
Wow.
I remember spending several moments before the TV
Uh-huh.
watching the Arsenio Hall show, seeing who's going to be in the dog pound and hearing all the barking going on, and watching people like President Bill Clinton come on there playing his saxophone, Aretha Franklin coming on there singing, and just all the stars that he had and how he was able to bring forth entertainment in such a way that was new and fresh and cutting edge back then, almost 20 years ago. And now he's back. He looks good. He has a different perspective on life, and I'm just so glad that even in Hollywood, there's a chance for redemption to be able to come back after a long, long break before the camera.
You know, you and I have talked about this story before, and I was trying to figure out why Arsenio wasn't such a fabric in my television watching. And then when I just heard you say 20 years ago, I wasn't much of a TV watcher 20 years ago. It's amazing how as you age, your form of entertainment ages.
True.
I like a lot more entertainment that can happen sitting down now. And 20 years ago, maybe not so much. But I remember just snippets of the Arsenio show. I remember the Bill Clinton saxophone visit, but it's those things that I've probably seen in spoofs or in other things. I don't guess I ever really sat and watched the show.
You know, I really enjoyed watching Arsenio Hall, and he would just really cut up. He would jump up on the couch and kick around, and
those are the spoofs I remember.
He would walk through the studio audience, high-fiving everybody, and
Salem, Oregon, individuals at a grocery store found over $2,000 in $100 bills stuffed into chocolate, just random things around the store. Now that's some good news. When you're just going in to get you a dark chocolate Snickers, and you end up with a $100 bill.
That's almost as good as going in to buy some hot dog buns, and they didn't have the buns, and you spent $20 on a lottery ticket. And now you're $400 million richer.
That's almost as good. I'm going to take your $40 million over a $100 bill. But I just thought that was really interesting. Can you imagine being like the stock boy at the store?
I can imagine that.
So I'm sure he probably found $1,000 or so before the other customers did. But just random good news. Can you imagine how much if you were in the store and you are trying to figure out if you're going to buy food for the week or diapers or pay for your prescription and randomly find a $100 bill. That can really make a difference in someone's life.
A $100 bill found randomly would really put a smile on a lot of people's faces.
That was good news. So as we are in new surroundings, we're going to have Doc give us a new segment. Any of you that know him personally know that he is a huge football fan. So Doc is going to give us, ladies, gentlemen, some predictions for this upcoming NFL week.
The first game I want to give my prediction for will be the Thursday night football game between the San Francisco 49ers and the St. Louis Rams. Today's pick will go to the San Francisco 49ers.
All right, I was right.
The next pick I'll be giving you will be the Baltimore Ravens minus the future first-time ballot Hall of Famer Ray Lewis versus the Buffalo Bills. The Baltimore Ravens is the choice for those of you all who are picking.
Go Ravens.
And next, the Chicago Bears versus the Detroit Lions.
The Bears.
That was a close pick for me, but I'm gonna go a little off the record, and I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions. I'm going with the Detroit Lions in that one.
Sue?
That's the Ndamukong Suh's team, yes.
Okay.
So I'm going with the Detroit Lions in that pick. And my final pick, I normally don't pick, go anywhere near the Atlanta Falcons when it comes to my predictions because of my loyalty to them. So I'm going to skip the Atlanta Falcons, and I'm going to give you the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Minnesota Vikings. And I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings in that game.
The Purple People Eaters.
The Minnesota Vikings, the Purple People Eaters. So there you have my predictions for this upcoming week. And for those of you all who might agree or disagree, why don't you hit us up on Twitter or on our Google Plus pages and let me know if there's a team that you think I should have picked and I picked against it, or if you're in agreement with it. And one other addition I would like to say about our new segment on football, we will be talking about some fantasy football league also.
Ooh.
So I want to give a shout out to the ATL All the Way Fantasy Football League team that's a part of the Revenuers Fantasy Football League on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to share some words about that. It is an exciting league, and we have some very energetic owners in that league. And the real Buckeyes are going down this weekend.
I love football season. I just really want to thank all those that have been watching us and following the channel. And I don't think we can end this episode without talking about our new studio location. So I really like it.
So do I. It's cozy, comfortable, and the big wingback chairs just really feels good. Make you feel like it's some good news coming from this area.
It feels like sitting down with our friends. And we thank you for joining us. We thank you for your support. All of you that have subscribed and are following the channel, we just thank you. We are just truly humbled by the response from each and every one of you. So please continue to comment and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at The Good News YT and on G+ at The Good News YT. And we will continue to look to find you more good news.
Keep on giving the good news.
Good day and good night.